Kia ora, good evening. Economic growth may be slowing down, but the Kiwi desire for a new car is not, with July new vehicle sales the highest in almost 30 years. 10,313 new commercial and passenger vehicles were sold in the New Zealand market last month. Commercial vehicle sales made up over a third of that number, the highest for any July on record. Passenger vehicle sales were up 4.5% on July last year and are up 10% for the year overall. The Toyota Corolla was the top selling passenger vehicle and the Ford Ranger topped the commercial sales. Invercargill company SEC Engineering has moved above its competition today with the awarding of accreditation from Swedish Steel and the use of its advanced high-strength steel product. SEC is the only engineering company to have Swedish Steel accreditation in the South Island and only the second in New Zealand. The steel is lighter and stronger than its conventional counterpart, making it ideal for road freight sector.
SEC have been awarded Hard Ox on My Body certification today, which is basically a guarantee that they're doing the best by the steel. And Swedish Steel world leaders in producing high-strength steel.
So what are those key differences, though, for those at home who don't know, who think a piece of steel is another, just like another?
Okay, so usually when you're making steel, the stronger you make the steel, it becomes more unworkable. It's harder to weld, harder to bend. So with advanced high-strength steel, there are grades available that are easy to weld, easy to bend, so they're more usable, so you can do more with it while maintaining the strength of the steel.
And this is the only company in the South Island with the accreditation?
That's right. There's one other company in the North Island, so it's it's accreditation that separates them from the other guys in the transport industry.
A big day for your company?
Yes, it is. Yeah, like for us, it's probably recognition for the work we've done in terms of design and our sort of dedication to Hard Ox is probably the best steel on the planet for as far as wear alloy goes, and the significance it has to the transport industry in New Zealand.
And Swedish Steel have actually sent someone over to confirm this arrangement today?
Yes, they have, we've had Daniel, the technical manager from Australia, has come over and officially signed us over as Hard Ox in My Body members. So we're very, very thrilled.
Let's talk about the exclusivity. You're the only operator in the South Island to work with this steel.
Not to work with it, but we're the only ones that have been ratified as Hard Ox in My Body. So it's
What sort of opportunities does that open up for you?
Well, I guess it gives confidence to our customers that we're using the right designs, the right processes. We have the backing of Swedish Steel in terms of our designs as well. I guess it gives our customers confidence that we're doing the right things.
And possibly more business for a Southland company.
Exactly, yeah. Well, that's what we hope anyway. That's what we're all aiming at.
Government is to provide $700,000 from the Community Conservation Partnership Fund to a consortium of tramping, hunting and mountain biking clubs from $26 million earmarked for the next 4 years. The new partnership between outdoor recreation clubs and the Department of Conservation is about maintaining and enhancing 36 backcountry huts, 670 kilometres of track and involves more than 10,000 hours of voluntary work. Community organisations will undertake natural heritage and recreational projects on public and private land. President of the Federated Mountain Clubs, Robin McNeil, says the funding will likely be used for helicopter hire to transport materials to remote huts and tracks for maintenance, but each project will be funded based on merit. A one-stop checkout for books will be just one of the benefits to come from renovations at Invercargill's public library. $400,000 is set aside to create a community living room. Walls will be removed in the foyer to create reading nooks and a new teen space with relaxing seating. Plans are in the final stages and the redevelopment is the final part of ongoing upgrades at the city's library.
Libraries into the 21st century need to be a bit more flexible and they need to be much more family friendly and community friendly, so that's what we really want to try and do. At the moment we're quite departmentalised, and so the renovations that we're planning is opening up downstairs a lot more so that there is a better flow and that we can have more central points so that we can have staff helping people a lot more as well. We want to create a youth area as well, so that will be taking out a wall, and we want to extend where our non-fiction area is at the moment, so that then we're creating more spaces for people to be able to bring their own devices and just read and curl up in a corner, or do Skyping or whatever it is that they actually want to do, which we don't have much space for at the moment.
At the moment, people tend to sit in the foyer area where there's free Wi-Fi and take advantage of it there.
Exactly, and that's fine, but we actually want to create some of those spaces within the library itself as well. So as you come into from D Street, instead of walking into a corridor, you'll actually be walking straight into the library. So we'll be opening up both those walls on the left and the right hand side. So actually people will be walking through the library as they go to the car park.
What do you see the main benefits being with this opening up?
The main benefits are that whole families will be able to walk from side to side without having to get everything issued until the very end when they go.
Stay with us after the break. Seniors on Stewart Island may soon have new housing options and antics in the world's greatest scavenger hunt. Welcome back. A project to help Stewart Island residents remain on the island in their senior years has taken a step forward. The future provision of senior housing on Stewart Island is a project being driven by Stewart Island Councillor Bruce Ford, who says more mature residents face moving to new communities when they reach a certain stage of life. Now, $15,000 has been granted from Venture Southland's Investigation and Assessment Fund to engage the property group from Wellington to undertake the next stage of the Stewart Island Senior Housing Project. This includes a scoping exercise to determine the best approach forward, including options to purchase land and potential building types. There are some crazy antics happening in the south, but it's all part of Gishwees, the greatest international scavenger hunt the world has ever seen. It happens once a year for just 1 week. Teams of 15 have to complete as many of the 185 tasks as possible and earn points through effort, task interpretation and photographic or video evidence. One task is to get airtime on a TV news bulletin. So we asked the southernmost team in the world what tasks they plan to tackle.
We've only done a couple yet because we're still in the early stages, but we've had one man dress up as Ronald McDonald and go to the McDonald's, get a Happy Meal and have the big M logo shaved in his chest hair, so that was a good one. Scared some children. What else we've done? We've also gone to the SPCA and found a dog that we'd like to get adopted, because that's one of the clues that you get a few points for that one, and we found a dog that we thought would be a good candidate. He's been taken back to the SPCA because he's quite the escape artist, but if someone with a good fenced area was keen to have him, he's a great dog. He's really playful and jumps around and stuff. He's really cute, so yeah, that'd be great to get him adopted. That'll be a good cause.
What else have you got coming up?
Coming up, we've got a few things. We've got free hugs, someone covered in honey giving out free hugs. What are some big ones? We've got a Brady Bunch photo shoot coming up. We all want to get as white trash as possible for the team. There are some ridiculous ones that we can't quite do over the Russia and Ukraine border kind of thing like that, but we're doing all the ones we can do here and we're trying to make the most of them. We've got one coming up of a zombie getting groceries and what that would look like as a photo, so we're going to dress one of us up as a zombie as best as possible and get a photo of that, so that should be a good one. We need a 3D printer for one, so we're trying to get that one done. We have to print out a quill and write with it from a 3D printer. We're trying to get Mayor Tim Shadbolt to do an hour's worth of gardening for us at minimum wage, so that could be a good photo shoot opportunity. We have to get a politician to do some garden work, so we think he would be a good candidate for that.
So if people in Invercargill see some crazy antics going on the streets, it's quite likely part of this?
Yes, we're getting some t-shirts made up soon with a very identifiable logo of a half book, half person, because our team's Librum Populo, which is Latin for book people. So yeah, we'll have those. Then if you see us around town, that's what we're up to. If we might be betting on newspaper boats in a fountain, going nuts about that, or hugging people covered in honey. If you see that, then that's all we're doing.
Meanwhile, if you've noticed a little crazy activity around the main SIT campus this week, don't be alarmed, it's just second semester O week. Yesterday was market day, but today was all about playing games. Students fought each other as sumos, shot the hoop, rolled tyres and competed to see who was strongest, all before a tasty barbecue. The Institute is running free buses to ferry students from the downtown campus to the main campus to take part in O week festivities. Tomorrow there's a music concert, mechanical bull rides and a fastest tyre changing competition. And the Southland Institute of Technology is hosting 6 tutors from the Chinese University of Hubei for a 40-day visit. SIT has had a relationship with the University of Hubei for 5 years. In that time, students have travelled to Southland to complete both English language and hotel tourism management degrees. The 6 visiting Hubei student tutors are here to sample the Southern lifestyle so they can help their students transition into study here.
We come here just for learning some experience and some very valuable things for when we go back to our university, so we can try to convince our students to study here, because we think New Zealand is a very beautiful country and SIT is a very excellent university. So I'm sure our students, if they can come here, they will learn much. So we try to learn something from here.
And you're here for 40 days. It's quite a long stay. You're hoping to gather a lot of information in that time.
Yeah, sure.
So that's practical classrooms work as well?
Actually, we go to some language classes and we go to some main courses, because in language classes we can learn teachers what they use to teach students English, and also we want to prove our English. And when we attend the main courses, so just like me, I attend the business main courses, so I can know many business knowledge. So that would be very helpful when we go back.
What in particular do you like about SIT? Not only the academia, but also the social aspect of SIT?
Well, do enough time to do this, because I have a lot of things to say. So first, the location. Location is very good because Invercargill is a very quiet city, so it's a perfect place for students to study here. Because when students study, they need a quiet circumstance. And the weather is beautiful because the blue sky, the white clouds, and the seagulls fly in the sky. So very beautiful place to study, and also the academic atmosphere and the tutors and all sorts of things. So I think this is a very good place to study.
And that's it from the news desk this Tuesday. Sport follows the weather next from the news team. Good night.